Hello, College of the Desert students. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor. Today we have a well-rounded yoga flow. The theme for our practice is yoga flow to energize and empower. I did this flow earlier this week on our main campus, and the students really enjoyed it and let me know afterwards. So I thought, I want to go home and film this for you all. Okay, if we think about the word empower, what does the word empower mean? Well, the definition means to give someone authority or power, to do something, to make someone stronger, more confident, and give them control over their lives, an essential claiming their rights. When I practice yoga, this is empowerment. This is what it represents to me. Empowerment of physical and mental strength, confidence. It helps me process and manage my emotions. Sometimes it helps me pause before I react. That's a form of empowerment in itself. I just wanted to share that with you. Today we're going to challenge you. We're going to build upon tapas and energy, and together we will be better. Okay? So here we are, we're gonna come up to the edge of our mat here. We're gonna start off with a little dynamic partial sun salutations. As always, I have 2 blocks, a strap. I even have a blanket nearby for the plow stretch towards the end if you choose to use a prop, okay? So here we are in Tadasana. Tadasana is different for everybody. Some people are feet hip width apart. Some people are feet together, and myself, I like to keep my feet together, maybe a little space for those heels. Awaken those arches, spread the toes. Sometimes I like to do my pinky 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and lightly ground into the, press them into the ground as I awaken those arches, Pada Bandha. Here we are, 2 cleansing breaths together. Inhale, exhale. So when we think of empowerment and energy, let's inhale confidence, exhale doubt. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And again, most of our postures, we inhale and we exhale through the nose to calm the mind. Let's follow this dynamic breath in movement. Inhale, gather that beautiful energy up, upward salute. Draw the belly towards the spine. If the shoulders are tight, we can keep the shoulders, the arm shoulder width apart, or we can draw those palms together, arms straight. Gaze up and look up. On the exhale, we're going to gently bend those knees, a little dynamic heel and toe as we are lubricating those joints and awakening. Inhale, come into the halfway lift. What does that mean? Hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. The back is flat. We're creating length in the spine. The tailbone is out, sternum and chest forward. You feel the crown of the head come forward. On the exhale, we come into a forward fold. Try to stack those hips over the knees and the ankles. Gently bend those knees. Swan dive up, upward salute. Exhale, hands heart-centered. Let's do that again, guys. Connecting breath with movement. Inhale, gather that beautiful energy up. Upward salute. Exhale, just gently bend those knees, swan dive down. Hands under the shoulders, heel and toe. Heel and toe, beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, either hands to the shins or the thighs. The back is flat, tailbone is out, gaze forward. Exhale, come into this forward fold. Try to stack those hips over the knees and the ankles. Feel that release of the entire backside body. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, upward salute. Hands heart-centered, and the dynamic warm-up continues as we continue to explore moving the spine in different directions. A lateral release here, so we're going to step that right foot over, clasp that right wrist. I like to take my thumb and index finger together, clasp that left wrist, Exaggerate that right hip to the side. It's like gravity pulling on that wrist. Feel that opening of the right side body. And let's take the gaze up at the top arm. Find the breath. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently come back center. So it's so good to move your spine laterally like this. Step that left foot over. Clasp that left wrist. I like to take that thumb and index finger together, make that Jana Mudra. Shift that left hip to the side. Take that gaze up. Inhale and rise. Come back center. Let's continue this flow here. Inhale, upward salute. Draw length in the spine. Exhale, swan dive down. You can always use the blocks if we need to as props, or gently bend those knees. Inhale, come into this halfway lift. Feel that sternum and chest forward. Good. Back is flat. On the exhale, frame the feet. We're going to step back into Phalakasana here. Maybe rock forward and back several times. Come up on the balls of the feet. Good. And back. This is where we're engaging the core, we're engaging the legs, and we're engaging the shoulders. Let's do some scapular push-ups for scapular stability and mobility of the shoulder girdle. Inhale, we're gonna push away, really dome that upper back, draw the belly towards the spine. On the exhale, we're gently lowering the belly, draw the shoulder blades now towards the spine. Good. Inhale, we're protracting those shoulders. We're rounding the back. Shoulder blades moving away from the spine. On the exhale, we come into retraction. Shoulder blades come towards the spine. Two more. Push away. Good. Shoulder blades move away, round that upper back. Exhale, gently lower. Good. One more. Push away. Shoulder stability. Gently lower. Gently lower the knees. Let's explore. Knees, chest, and chin. Ashtanga pranam. Knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time. Try to keep those elbows close to the sides here. Good. Shoulder blades rooted against the upper back. Tailbone is out. Good. Shoulder mobility. On the exhale, send those hips back, feet hip width apart, easy cobra. Hands by the center ribs. Let's inhale. Press through the tops of the feet. Awaken the lower back. Roll those shoulders away from those ears. A little chest opening in cobra here. Bhujangasana, awakening of the lower back. On the exhale, let's lead with those hips. Walk those hands forward a few inches, tuck those toes. Find your way into Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Spread those fingers like starfish here. Push that floor away. Draw length in the spine and continue to firm those thighs. We'll stay here several breaths. Gaze between those hands. Let's mindfully come up on the balls of the feet. I'm going to lead with the foot that I don't want to lead with. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. What does that look like to you? Exhale, come into this deep forward fold. Try to have the neck long. Good. Feel that release in the entire backside body. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up. Upward salute. Exhale, hands heart centered. Beautiful. Lateral release again. Step that right foot over. Clasp that right wrist. Exaggerate that right hip to the side. Good. Take the gaze up. Inhale and rise. Come back center. Step that left foot over. Clasp that left wrist. Exaggerate that left hip to the side. Gaze up. Good. Way to move that spine laterally. And rise, come back center. Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, hands swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, frame the feet, step back into that Phalakasana. Let's rock forward and back several times. Good. Let's come into a high scapular push-up. Inhale, push the floor away. Dome that upper back. Feel those shoulder blades move away from the spine. On the exhale, gently lower the belly. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Inhale, push away. Good. Shoulder blades move away. On the exhale, come a little bit lower. Good. Inhale, push away. Feel the shoulder blades round. Exhale, gently lower the belly. Shoulder blades come towards the spine. One more. Push away. Good, good. Exhale, gently lower. Scapular push-ups. Gently lower to the knees. Let's explore the surrendering pose, Ashtanga Pranam. I like to lead with my chest here. Knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time. Good. If you can, explore this at a deeper level. Maybe pick up the feet. Interlace those fingers towards the base of the spine here. Good. Open those shoulders. Good. Way to explore Ashtanga Pranam along with a shoulder opener. Gently release, hands close to the sides here. Send those legs back, feet hip width apart. Easy cobra. On the exhale, let's lead with those hips. Find your way into downward facing dog. Maybe adjust those hands just a bit. Spread those fingers. Press through the palms, root a little bit more with the index finger, the inner edges of the hands. Wrap those triceps behind you and continue to firm those thighs. Try to get the heels a little closer towards the ground. Preparing for low lunge, the feet are going to come together, heels a little closer towards the ground. Inhale, draw that left leg up to hip level, toes pointed down. On the exhale, round the upper back, draw the left knee, the chest, and the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand, lower the right knee to the ground. Hands to the hips. Let's do a few dynamics. Good, preparing for this deep low lunge here, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, draw both those arms up, good. Let's come into a little back bend and a twist. Keep that right hand up. Let's place the left hand on the base of the spine or outside of the right thigh as we grow. This hip release and a twist and a back bend at the same time. Find your breath. Find your presence. Gently release, hands to the hips. Frame the foot, runner's pose. Press into those palms. Find your way back into downward facing dog. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Staying in down dog. Now the feet come together, heels a little bit closer towards the ground. Firm those thighs. Inhale, draw that right leg to about hip height, toes pointed down, right leg straight and engaged. On the exhale, transition to low lunge. Draw the right knee to the chest and the nose. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the left knee to the ground. Let's do hands to the hips as we do several dynamics. Good. Big inhale, gather that energy up. Anjaneyasana. Keep that left arm up. Let's add a little back bend and twist. Right hand at the base of the spine or outside of that left hip. Good. Find the breath, release the back bend and come into a little twist and a release of the left hip. Gently release, hands to those hips. Frame the foot. Come into our downward facing dog. On the inhale, we're drawing length to the spine. On the exhale, heels a little closer to the ground. Breathe into any stiffness and any pain. Gaze between those hands. We elevate up on the balls of the feet. We mindfully walk the feet towards those hands. Inhale, come into this halfway lift. Draw that sternum and chest forward. Good. Exhale, come into that forward fold. Allow the neck to weigh you down. Good. Gently bend those knees. Swan dive up. Upward salute. Exhale, hands heart-centered. Let's take a moment and set our intention for our practice. Our theme is empowerment, energy, inner strength. Take a moment as you lower your head to your fingertips. Take a moment and set your own personal and meaningful intention of your practice today. Perhaps you have a friend that could use some kind energy, some thoughts. Perhaps it's that inner strength that you need, that obstacle that you're facing. And gently look up. Good. I'm going to keep my blocks a little bit closer here. You know, I also want to say that sometimes when we're practicing on our mat, we carry an intention with us, sometimes throughout the entire practice, right? Sometimes other intentions creep forward, okay? Our theme is empowerment and strength. Let's tap into our strengths here. Awakening those wrists here, we're going to extend that right arm. Draw those right 3 fingers towards us. Good. A little wrist flexibility, a little wrist mobility. We'll close those eyes. Let's stay here several breaths. A little dorsiflexion of the left arm out. Take those middle three fingers and draw them towards us. Good. Let's take those arms and circle those hands. Good. Circle them one direction. Circle them the other direction. A few wrist pumps. Let's take those arms and make a fist here. Good. I have the elbow facing up here. And we're going to draw the fist towards us and back. Good. Draw the fist towards us and back. 2 more. Good. A little reflection within our toe malasana and toe squat here. Malasana can be approached at different ways. This one is with the feet together. So everyone draw the feet together, gathering that energy from the ground. Inhale, draw those arms up. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down, hands under those shoulders. Releve up on the balls of the feet. Good. Gently lower the glutes towards the heels. This is where we want to stop the heels from splaying out. We're strengthening the toes, the arches. I want you to engage the pelvic hip floor muscles. We call that our mula bandha. To make more advanced, we're going to draw the forehead to the knees, chin towards the chest. Or we can even take those hands, draw them back in line with the heels. I like to kind of rotate my thumbs out here and round the back a little bit. As I draw the forehead towards my knees and my chin towards my chest. Try to keep those heels from splaying out and find your breath. Balance, strength, coordination. To add another level to this, I'm going to hover my hands and peel my chest off of the mat, trying to stop those heels from splaying out. Another level, I gently lower those shins. My thighs and shins are kind of parallel towards the ground, and I'm really sitting on those heels. Again, stopping those heels from splaying out. Find your drishti. Find your gaze. Strengthening the fronts of those shins too. Gently placing those hands under the shoulders, gently lowering those heels. Core strength. I've got some blocks here. We can do those without the blocks, but the blocks help us feel at a little bit different level. We're going to place them by our hips. We're not going to use them right away. First, we're going to explore Navasana. So I find a little spot, I'm resting on the back of the sitting bones here. To modify it, my legs are bent, maybe have my arms to the ground, but eventually I straighten those legs. I straighten those arms. It's like I'm almost holding a beach ball here. Really isolating, strengthening those hip flexors. We'll stay here several breaths. Empowerment, strength. Gently come out of this pose. This is where I'm kind of like an easy Sukhasana. I'm crossing my legs, but my hands now are on the blocks right outside those hips. Tight as light here, engaging my core, lifting up, good. Gently lower. Navasana again. We can modify legs bent or straighten those legs. Energy out the toes, out the fingertips. Core strength. The core to balance the arms, to balance the legs. Gently come out, cross the right over the left this time. Tight as light. It's like we're kind of rounding the back, engaging the core to lift those hips. Gently come back out. Another Navasana. Find your Navasana, whether we modify with the legs bent. Gaze up. Try to root and rise and try to come up without using the hands and the knees. Let's keep building upon this empowerment and strength. I'm going to draw my blocks over to the side, and you guys could set them up if you need them a little bit more, if they help you. We're going to flow a little bit here. Inhale, draw those arms up. Upward salute. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Framing the feet, I'm stepping back into my Phalakasana here. Let's build upon a Chaturanga Dandasana. On the exhale, bend those elbows, sternum and chest forward, shoulders in line with those elbows, gaze forward and down. Inhale, upward facing dog, press to the tops of the feet, draw that pelvis forward, knees, thighs off the mat, gaze up, broaden those collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Virabhadrasana 1, we're going to start on the left side. Draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Let's angle that back foot about 45 degrees. We can either intersect heel to heel or widen that back foot to make it a little bit easier. Root and rise here. Try to draw that left hip back, that right hip forward. Feel the inner thigh spiral back in that right leg. Let's draw those arms up, either shoulder width apart or palms together. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Empowerment and strength. Gently lower those hands, transition. Frame the foot. Extended plank here. Exhale, Chaturanga. Elbows close to the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Arm balance and a back bend. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Warrior 1 on the right side. Draw the right knee to the chest and the nose. Angle that back foot. Heel to heel or a little bit wider. Root and rise, hands to those hips. Draw that front hip back. Back hip forward. Press outer edge of the back foot. Inhale, Draw those arms up, belly towards the spine, lengthen the spine. Let's gaze up and look up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Building strength. On the exhale, gently lower those hands. Frame the foot. Step back into Phalakasana. Dome that upper back, eye the elbows forward. On the exhale, come into Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows close to the side, sternum and chest forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Active straight legs, broaden those collarbones. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Try to lower those heels towards the ground. Gently gaze between those hands. Mindfully walk the feet towards those hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Let's feel that release of the entire backside body. Try to adjust yourself more to that midfoot. Feel those hamstrings release. Allow the neck to be long. Gently bend those knees. Swan dive up, upward salute. Exhale, hands heart centered. Beautiful. Gotta adjust my microphone here. We're gonna do this toe squat again, guys. The Malasana into the toe squat. Let's do this. Stamina, strength, empowerment, and energy, feet together. Inhale, gather that energy up. Draw length in the spine, belly towards the spine. Good, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive down, hands under the shoulders. Relevate up on the balls of the feet. I'm on my little finger pads here, good. On the exhale, I'm gently lowering, trying to squeeze those heels together, good. And we can draw the forehead towards the knees, the chin to the chest. Good. More advanced. Awesome. Walk those hands back in line with those heels. Forehead to the knees, chin to the chest. And maybe explore this toe squat. So we pick the chest up, we hover those hands. Try to get those heels from splaying out. The next step is we gently draw those shins forward. Thighs and shins parallel to the ground, draw length in the spine. It's like you're sitting on those heels. Gazing forward. Find your drishti. Engage even the pelvic hip floor, our Mula Bandha. Energy. Empowerment. Strength and balance. Gently lower those hands, gently lower those heels. Navasana. We'll take those blocks on either side for the more advanced core drills that we'll do. But we'll start Navasana so we kind of find that balance in the back of the sitting bones. Beginners, again, can bend those legs. Eventually want to fire those hip flexors. Balance and flexibility and strength. Straighten those arms. Straighten those legs. Gaze up. Gently come out of that. We're going to cross the left over the right. We're kind of rounding the back here. Hands onto those blocks here. Come into a little kind of easy Sukhasana with a lift. Press down. Engage the core. Lift those hips. Good. And come back. Navasana again. Ready? Straighten those legs. Engage the core. Energy out the toes. Energy out the fingertips. Find that balance. Cross the right over the left. We're going to press into the blocks, engage the core, lift those hips, lift those feet off the ground. Good. One more Navasana. Core strength. It's like you're holding that beach ball, gazing up, spine long, energy out the fingers, energy out the toes. Gently release. We might adjust those blocks. Trying to root and rise. So you can see, guys, on the four corners of your mat sometimes, the flows are challenging, empowering, energizing. Let's build onto this. Inhale, gather that energy up, upward salute. Lift the lower ribs away from the pelvis. On the exhale, we're going to swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, framing the feet, step back into the plank here. On the exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward, facing dog. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Downward, facing dog. Good. I'm going to start on the right side this way just so the camera can see us a little bit more. Warrior one, draw the right knee to the chest and the nose. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Angle that back foot. Root into the ground with both feet. Good. Virabhadrasana one. Press outer edge of the back foot. Root through the four corners of that front foot. Feel a release of that back hip. Humble warrior, interlace those fingers at the base of the spine. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another, palms towards each other. On the exhale, let's open those hips. Let's open the shoulders. Humble warrior, draw the right shoulder inside the right knee. Humility is often strength. Believing in yourself without arrogance. Inhale and rise. On the exhale, adjust that back foot. So for warrior two, press outer edge of the back foot. Let's extend those arms like a T here. Draw that right knee towards that pinky toe. Feel the right hip opening and the pelvis broadening. Draw the elbow and shoulder, extended angle inside the knee, a little room for the torso. Either the block, good, or grow the arm over the head. Draw the heart towards the sky. Armpit towards the ear, pinky towards the face. Inhale and rise, Virabhadrasana 2. Framing the foot. Step back into the plank. Add the Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog. Push that floor away, draw length in the spine. Good. Mindfully, warrior one on the left side, draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand, angle that back foot. Inhale, draw that torso up. Draw those arms up. Good. Continue to press outer edge of the back foot to draw that right hip forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink lower. Humble warrior, interlace those hands to the base of the spine. Draw those palms together. Shoulder blades towards the spine, broaden the collarbones. On the exhale, draw the shoulder inside the knee. Inhale and rise. On the exhale, adjust that back foot. Press outer edge of the back foot. Feel that hip opening. Draw the left knee towards that pinky toe. On the exhale, elbow or shoulder inside the knee, extended angle. Or draw that arm over the head. Armpit towards the ear. Pinky towards the face. Draw the heart towards the sky. Top ribs back. Bottom ribs forward. Inhale and rise. Warrior two. Sink lower. Good. Feel that left hip opening, the pelvis broadening. Exhale, frame the feet, Chaturanga Dandasana. Let's first find that plank. Eye the elbows forward, lightly dome the upper back. On the exhale, come forward, elbows close to the side. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press to the tops of the feet, active legs. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. We've done a lot of good things here for the feet and mobility here. Push that floor away in downward facing dog. Head is between the arms. You're either gazing at the legs here or gazing at the navel, but try to get the heels in line with the pinky toes and feel those inner thighs spiraling back. Stay here several breaths. On the transition, we're shortening the dog. We're going to add some jackknives here for empowerment. So we're going to shorten the dog. Try to get those shoulders past the wrists and inch or two. And we're going to practice getting that heart rate up, just drawing the heels towards the buttocks. Let's do about 3 to 5 of those. You might get to the point where the hips come over the foundation, and you might hold a little longer. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feel that release in the entire backside body. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. Upward salute. Exhale, hands heart centered. Good. Let's come into a little balance and strength here. Garudasana, eagle pose. Adjust my microphone here. Okay, in the eagle pose, we've done a lot of opening the hips, kind of external rotation. Now we're going to draw those hips towards one another, but still open those hips in more of an internal rotation here. Now, all of us, we have different levels. This is a challenge for some of us. So as I mirror you here, let's do a modification first. I'm just going to talk my way through it. Some of you might start on the left leg and draw that right foot over to the block, okay? Some of you are just going to come into this pose without any props. And then some of you, if you have your blocks and you want to challenge yourself, you can do eagle. We've done it before. Place the toes off the edge here. We're kind of on the left leg here as I mirror you here. Good. We're drawing that right leg over. So wherever we are, let's get into our eagle, either onto the ground or however we're using our props. Draw that right leg up and over that leg. Good. Right arm under the left arm. Thumbs to the hairline. On the exhale, draw those palms forward. I want you to feel the shoulder blades move away from the spine. Release the upper back. Sink lower, but draw length in the spine. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. I love it, guys. We're going to switch legs here. Balance and strength. I love it. I'm proud of us, guys. So wherever we are, we're on the right leg. I got my toes off my edges. I have a block. Another way to challenge myself here. Draw that left leg up and over. Good. Feel those hips come towards one another. Left arm under the right arm. Thumbs to the hairline. On the exhale, sink lower. Draw those palms forward. Feel the shoulder blades move away from the spine and even the palm alignment there, the palms touching. Feel the hips come towards one another, but lengthen the spine. Opening those hips, opening the shoulders. Find that drishti, find that gaze. Gently come out of this pose. Beautiful. Setting that block to the side here. Let's add our vinyasa here. Inhale, gather that energy up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, framing the feet, step back into the Phalakasana plank here. Eye those elbows forward. Dome that upper back on the exhale. Bend those arms, keep those elbows close to the side, engage the core, shoulders in line with the elbows. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Be empowered here. Active straight legs. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog. We'll stay here several breaths. Firm those thighs and continue to lower those heels towards the ground. Gaze at the legs or at the navel. Gently lower to the knees. A little hip flossing, guys. We're gonna find our way into a straddle. We can face each other here. Into a straddle. And together, this is good movement of rotational movement of our femur heads. We're gonna take that left foot, come in the inner arch. Come back up, take the right foot. Good, come back up. Take the left foot, awesome. Right leg. Left leg. Good. 2 more. This is just good for those hips. Nice. If you find yourself, I could have said this earlier, where you're having a hard time sitting up straight, you might want to get a little pillow or blanket and place them under your sitting bones to help that pelvis bring you forward. Wherever we are, we're going to practice a little dynamic, coming onto those hands forward and back. So this is a form of Anamanasana, some middle splits. And a lot of flexibility specialists swear by this. Let's try to hold a little bit longer here. Close those eyes. Let's stay here 10 breaths. Good. Gently come back out of this pose. We'll walk those feet together. Back to Dandasana, sitting nice and tall. Good. If you have the blocks, we're going to set up for Purvottanasana. If you don't have the blocks, you'll do inclined plank without the blocks. This is good for beginners, and honestly, I like it. I like Purvottanasana with the blocks, and I can do it without the blocks. Okay, so now we have an arm balance and a back bend at the same time. We've been doing some chaturangas, and we want to strengthen that posterior deltoid. We are going to strengthen the entire back side of the body. With that, though, this is known as the intense east stretching pose. We're opening the entire front side body. So we take the hands on the blocks, maybe about 6 inches to 12 inches behind us. We roll the shoulders back. We're going to bend the feet here. This is the modification. We're going to lift up to Ardha Purvottanasana, tabletop. With a big inhale, we're pushing up here, drawing the belly towards the spine, lifting the hips. It's really about lifting those hips, rolling the shoulders back, and even the scapula coming towards the spine. To make it more advanced, you can straighten those legs, inner arches touching. Keep lifting those hips. Draw the navel in gently. Lower the head, but with the support of the neck. We'll stay here several breaths. Gently come out of this pose. We have to meet ourselves where we are. Here we are in Dandasana. But for many of us, it's just half inclined plank, drawing that belly in, okay, and strengthening that back side of your body. So here we are, hands, the fingers are pointing towards you guys. Fingers pointing towards you. Roll those shoulders back. Gently bend those legs. Good. We're going to lift those hips here. Big inhale. Lift those hips. Draw the belly towards the spine. Eventually, we might move to where we straighten those legs, inner arches touching. Release the head. Gently lower. Beautiful. Here we are in Dandasana. What a great way to do a back bend and an arm balance at the same time. Very empowering. We're going to remove those blocks. Come into Dandasana one last time. Roll those shoulders back. Sit nice and tall. Outer edges of the feet come towards you. We're going to transition. Let me kind of adjust myself here. We're going to come onto our back, and we'll start with drawing the knees towards the chest. This is known as Apanasana. When we draw the knees towards the chest, we're thinking about drawing the tailbone towards the ground and increasing length in the spine. We'll stay here several breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, just kind of finding symmetry. Preparing for Halasana. I'm going to grab my blanket here. A lot of us in Halasana, plow pose is challenging. We're going to have to meet ourselves where we are. I'm going to adjust the block, and I'm going to have, my blanket, I'm going to have the folded edge coming towards me, and that is going to support, actually, it's coming away here, the folded edge. I'm going to go this direction. And it's going to support the lower 1/3 of my neck here, okay? If your neck bothers you, don't come out of this pose. If you have a hard time getting those legs over the head, we have all the different levels in this class, simply lie on your back and almost come into just like a reclined forward fold here. Nothing would be wrong with that, okay? I'm going to adjust my blanket a little bit more. So really what's happening here is the lower third of my neck is just getting lifted. For many people, if you're in my class, if you had a hard time getting the legs over the head, I would ask you to put your legs up on a chair, maybe on a wall or some pillows. You don't want to move your neck at all while you're in this posture, okay? Let's just look at a mindful entrance to get into this pose. Again, I've got my little blanket, and my lower 1/3 of my neck is just kind of on there, my collarbones at the edge here. I'm pressing down onto the ground, and I'm lifting those hips off the ground. Awaken those arches. Press down, lift those hips off the ground. I'm going to adjust my ponytail. I don't want my ponytail in the way. Press down, lift those hips. So it's like a little bit of core engagement. Together, we're going to press down on the exhale, lift those hips, and try to draw those legs over. Good. I like to press into the tops of my feet, active straight legs. I really want to get higher up on the shoulders here. So the minute I take the hands on the lower back, I like to interlace my hands here. Shrug the shoulders, come up a bit higher. I'm moving upward as I think about pressing to the tops of my feet, active legs, sitting bones towards the spine. We'll stay here 10 breaths. Good. Continue to draw sitting bones towards the spine. Try to stack those hips over the shoulders. And breathe into this amazing posture for the back, the spine. Stimulation of all the internal organs. And shifting the the blood flows to the heart. Mindfully, gently draw the hands back to the ground. You're rolling out one vertebrae at a time. Drawing the knees towards the chest. Good. Extending that left leg, I'm gonna remove the blanket here. Draw the right knee towards the chest, good. And I'm gonna come over onto my left hip. Left hand on the right knee, extend that right arm in line here with the shoulder. Press that right palm into the ground. Feel that release in the upper and the middle back. Gently release. Come back center. Draw both knees towards the chest. Extend that right leg. Draw the left knee towards the chest. Come on to that right hip. Right hand on the left knee, extend that left arm. Good, try to get the left shoulder towards the ground. Supta Parvartanasana, lying down, spinal twist. Have the exhale a little bit longer than the inhales and feel that release as you press that left hand into the ground, trying to get the left shoulder towards the ground. Come back center. Good. Draw both knees towards the chest. Roll it out several times. Good. Let's finish with a forward fold here. This is known as the west stretching pose, Paschimottanasana. Root through those sitting bones. We start in Dandasana. If you notice, someone that slumps back, this is where maybe sitting on a blanket, a little pillow, that could help. If you have a hard time coming forward, this is where the block can help. Keeps the outer edges of the feet coming towards you. Another variation, if for some of you can get past your feet, I like to take the blocks and they symbolize at the end, outer edges of the feet come towards me. Good, we all have different levels, right? And I practice more than you guys, so we have all different levels. Just meet ourselves where we are. Know that we're moving in a way to preserve the body. Engage those quadriceps, root through the sitting bones, outer edges of the feet come towards you. Inhale, draw those arms up, belly towards the spine. On the exhale, reach forward 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches farther. Good. Try to keep that chest from collapsing here. Feel that release, the lengthening of the spine. Eventually lowering the chest towards the shins here. Maybe relaxing a little bit more. Exhale longer than the inhale. Stay here 5 more breaths. Inhale and rise. Back to Dandasana. Hands heart-centered. I'm going to adjust these blocks, move them out of my way. Sometimes to come back into my Shavasana here, I like to kind of come from Dandasana. Draw those palms. Almost round the back as I kind of gently lower, come into a dynamic way to come into that Shavasana. Good. Way to flow today. Tap into that empowerment and strength. With effort comes rest. Now I want you to let everything go. Relax the hands, relax the feet. Good. Broaden the collarbones, let everything go. You've earned this Shavasana. You've earned this rest. Let everything go as you nourish that inner light. You're going to stay here a few minutes. So you can nourish the light, shine the light, be the light. Namaste.